Like many other countries, India is locked in a military standoff with China. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will visit the country next week in an effort to strengthen strategic ties. It's Washington's latest effort to bolster allies against the Chinese Communist Party. Pompeo will also travel to Sri Lanka and the Maldives as part of an intensifying pushback against China's economic and military power in the region. Pompeo's trip will conclude in the final week before the U.S. presidential election. The last country he will visit is Indonesia, which is also locked in territorial disputes with the Beijing in South China Sea. Listed among Hunter Biden's emails is a former business partner he says Joe Biden was aware of and involved in his son's deal with China. NTD's Tiffany Meyer brings us more on the story.
Hunter Biden's former business partner, Bevan Cooney, was reportedly transferred out of his prison cell on Tuesday out of concern for his safety. He is currently serving a prison sentence for fraud. That's according to Breitbart News. The outlet claims to have received 26,000 emails from Cooney that detail his business operations with Hunter Biden and others. In response to the recent news, Cooney's family told the outlet that they were extremely concerned given the nervousness gleaned from Cooney's reaction. They hope that he can be in protective custody. Cooney previously told the conservative news outlet that he believes he is the fall guy for Hunter Biden's dealings.
A reporter from our sister company, the Epoch Times, was attacked in New York City. She says she was attacked by a counter-protester while reporting at a Trump march. NTD's Miguel Moreno has more from the reporter.
Good job with your life.
A large pro-Trump march in Manhattan was met by anti-Trump protesters on Wednesday. There were clashes between officers and the protesters. At some point, a reporter from our sister company, the Chinese language Epoch Times, says this man with a mustache and blue mask slapped a phone out of her hands, damaging it.
He hit the phone right out of my hand. On one hand, I was worried because I have to continue to film. But then I saw no one had a reaction. I'm wondering if I should report it to the police, because there are so many witnesses and everyone saw it. I even asked him why he attacked me. He didn't say anything or deny it.
A woman who says she saw the attack told us she's amazed that something like that could happen in broad daylight.
I just saw a BLM Antifa member wearing black clothing viciously take the phone from the reporter, push her, and hit her. He hit a Dajiyuan reporter. It's unbelievable this is happening in the U.S., a country built on so much legal and civil order. It's surprising this violence happened in broad daylight.
The man who attacked Liu was also recorded calling Tan racial slurs, trying to agitate participants in the march. We couldn't confirm whether or not the man is affiliated with Antifa, but according to his Instagram account, he considers himself an abolitionist and in a post says he won't apologize for what he said at the march. We tried contacting him, but he didn't get back to us. Liu is at the moment preparing to file a complaint to the NYPD. Miguel Moreno, NTD News, New York.
Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro says that the federal government will not buy a CCP virus vaccine from the Chinese company Sinovac. The president's announcement comes one day after Brazil's health minister said the vaccine would be included in the nation's immunization program. The about-face was attributed to a mistake by an interpreter. A health official later said that the government had no interest in Chinese vaccines. Brazil is already acquiring the British-Swedish AstraZeneca vaccine to produce at its own biomedical center. But Bolsonaro said on Wednesday that all vaccines are rejected until regulatory approval is given. The United Arab Emirates' newest attraction secured a Guinness World Record on Thursday for the world's largest fountain. The fountain has over 3,000 LEDs guaranteeing multicolored lights and jets of water blasting into the night sky. The Palm Fountain in Dubai was unveiled at a launch that was live-streamed across the world. It spans over 14,000 square feet of seawater and features over 120 super shooters, reaching up more than 340 feet in height. The Palm Fountain stole the world record for the largest fountain from Bampo Moonlight Rainbow Fountain in South Korea. It will be open to the public all year round. In France, a Renaissance statue exhibition at the Louvre features the work of famed Italian sculptors who were in search of pure beauty and worked hard to depict the deepest feelings of the human soul. Our France correspondent David Vives has the story.
One day, the Renaissance master Michelangelo said he saw an angel in the marble and carved the marble until it was free. 500 years later, that angel is still here, among other Renaissance sculptures at the Louvre's new exhibition, Body and Soul.
The Renaissance is widely known for its painting by great masters such as Leonardo da Vinci. But these masters were inspired by statues like these, which were the first art forms created during that period.
This ancient Greek statue inspired the Italian painter Raphael. 3 graces are nymphs that represent the divinity of nature. Louvre chief curator Mark Borman says the position of the body creates a melody of its own. The curator says Renaissance artists showed the way for how to represent nature, somewhere between the physical world and a world of divine beauty.
There was a big search on for how to express humanity's deepest feelings, partly toward religion. This was a path of human nature living with religion and the observation of the nature.
Some of the most beautiful art pieces were born of this search. Those were mostly displayed in Italian churches and other religious places of worship.
Sculptures sought to depict feelings and emotions. The statues were designed to inspire and to move the viewers.
Statues of gods were the main art form left behind by the ancient Greeks, and were taken as a source of inspiration for the Italian sculptors. Some of these statues were restored, and others were recreated. Like this art piece, Bacchus and Ariadne, from the Italian master Lombardo.
This sculpture depicts with a great subtlety one of the deepest human feelings, love, tenderness. The sculpture manages to overcome the challenges, and the outcome is this beautiful, evanescent gaze of those 2 beings.
To depict the human body with great precision, sculptors had to study anatomy and body design. But they also had to observe a subject's mind and heart to depict his feeling, as if the human body was sheltering a great treasure, a soul.